Most people are unconscious of they're ignorant of their unconscious. And just like when somebody says, well, I didn't know I had pictures in my head until you made notice of that. I didn't know that when I go back to my memory and I'm watching it happen to me, I thought this was a real memory. I said, well, if you're watching it happen to you, it's not really a real memory. It's a created memory inside yourself, which also gives the understanding that, okay, I can't watch myself have this happen to me, so my brain's doing it to me, which also gives you another power, really.
Okay, so we let them be more alert of how they feel, what's going on inside of them.
Because see, sometimes I catch myself saying things to myself that's not really healthy. How about you?
Yeah.
And I start noticing what I'm doing. Now, not knowing to do that means you'll just keep doing that.
Okay.
And of course, my whole process is basically giving you personal power and control of your life. When you know what you're doing to yourself, you make yourself feel bad, you can stop it. That's why.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Because some of these processes out there in groups, they want you to want them and need them. That means that's what keeps them alive. That's what supports their bills. Your whole goal with our system is to pull them out of the mess, clean them up, and then send them on the way so they can take control of their life, and they send all their friends to you. All right? That's the goal. You try TFT, you talk thought field therapy. That is not an easy one to do on yourself. NLP is not an easy one to do on yourself. Now, the NLP style that I've given you is an easy one to do on yourself. So, I don't want you to have to drive all the way across town to figure out and have somebody help you. I think you should do it yourself. That's my goal. In order to do that, I've got to educate you and teach you how to do this. Again, granted, now if I had a big ego, if I was all about what I wanted, I would just make it where you had to come to me. Isn't that right? Because if you look at some of the models out there in therapies and groups who say they want to help people, and if you can only get help from them, and they have the connection to Supreme Being or God or whatever, and you must go to them to get to God, then I think there's a problem here. But if you look at the message of Jesus, actually, he said you don't need the temple. You don't need sacrifices. All you go inside your heart. You can go inside yourself. Heaven is in your heart. Now, that's his message. Now, of course, that's not the same message they're preaching today, because they need you to pay their bills. Yeah, because if you look at any modality, and you look at any modality, any healing entity out there, ask yourself, who's being fed? Who's being fed? Because, see, they will say one thing and they mean 100% the different opposite. And so let's just ask, who's being fed? If you offer sacrifices at the temple, who's eating all that steak? You know what I'm saying? Idols don't eat steak, I'm telling you. Somebody's drinking that wine that you're offering.